Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber out there that posts full games of all the schemes and tips he breaks down. I don't cherry pick my games, I show you the good, bad, and ugly. I'm going to be going ahead and showing you a third formation here in the Chicago Bears playbook. This is going to be the gun doubles halfback week. Actually, this is going to be a play that I've broken down before in the past, but I'm basically going to complement this with a couple other plays and try to build a scheme out here to get my opponent guessing. One of the base plays we're going to be looking at is going to be the fake rub. This particular play has been broken down by other YouTube channels, and this is going to be the way how I run it. I'm going to have a complement play, which is going to be mesh. This is going to basically catch my opponent, try to catch them off guard, so they're trying to defend against the fake rub. Another play I'm going to go ahead and show, which is going to give my opponent the same look with the fake rub, is going to be play action read. That's going to be nice little crossing routes and gets a little bit more depth. And the final thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw in the halfback cross screen. I like this because it has a fast man read, it's got a deep read, and then it's got the underneath for the screen. So let's go ahead and jump into the fake rub and show you how I like to go ahead and run this play just to keep my opponent honest. Now we're going to go run against random nickel defenses. Most likely is what kind of defense we're going to look at. And I like to do the following adjustments. I like to go ahead and take my one wide receiver here, Wilson, on the far right side, and I'm going to put him on a drag route that gives me a fast man zone read. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my running back and put him on a wheel route, because this essentially is going to flood the zone on the left-hand side and should open things up for me a little bit. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my running back and motion him over. Now it's critical that he settles in so he actually gets a clean release, because if I snap the ball too quick, he won't settle in. So those are two quick adjustments. Anytime you get into three adjustments, so when you're playing MUT or when you're playing Ultimate Team, it's going to be very difficult to do that. So my first progression is going to be watching Wilson. He's going to give me whether it's a man or zone read. If it's man, Paulson should get wide open on the outside if it's a man coverage. Now if it's zone, basically I've got levels concepts going off to the left-hand side, and I have Wilson coming across over the middle. So that's going to essentially be my reads right there. So right here it is zone, and as you can see right here, that drop pass right there by the running back, but you can see he was wide open with actually making progressions off to the left. So let's go ahead and take a look at this in instant replay, because we're looking for, once again, the open grass concept and trying to find the open grass of the field. So my first read is going to be this defender right here. He's going to essentially tell me what kind of coverage it is. And as he backs away, I know I've got zone coverage. So my next progression is going to be off the left here. And I've got the angle route, which actually is just covered up by a couple of wide receivers. But this wheel route is just wide open. And as you can see, that could have been a good completion for about 20 yards right there. But it was just a drop pass by the running back. But you could see he was wide open. So that was the open area of the field. I knew that was actually because of the complements of these routes. I'm either going to have a defender over by the running back. This rub route essentially is just opening, going down the seam, and he's just taking defenders with him. So not necessarily a route I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be actually looking for this little angle route by the wide receiver number 2, and then I'm going to be looking at the rub route. And then finally, if nothing opens up, these guys that area is flooded with maybe Mabel coverage. I got this crossing route that I know I can actually check down to, and he should be able to get wide, give me some good yards. So we're going to go ahead and take our wide receiver, put him in a drag route, and take our running back and put him in a wheel. Going to go ahead and just motion him over to the left-hand side. And if he doesn't get followed, he does. As you can see right there is where that open grass field concept's going to be open, because it is man coverage. Now Paulson is not a very fast tight end. He's actually he's not rated very good at all. He's fairly slow. But as you can see right here, he gets position, the outside position, and he actually does that route. This route is actually money against man coverage. Most defenders are not going to be able to keep up with the tight end. So one of the things that we want to take a look at with this particular route is just we're going to watch this defender, see if the defender follows. I know I've got man coverage, so I know this outside should be wide open with this particular read. And on the back side right here, I've got this defender. The angle route should be wide open too against man coverage, so you could actually make your progressions off to the right side if you wanted to, depending if the defender actually follows. But it's kind of jumbled over here, so you might have people crossing into zone coverages, so that's why I like to make my progressions from right to left. So we're going to go ahead and drag up our wide receiver and then take our running back, put him on a wheel, motion the guy out. and then basically go ahead and let them settle in. And this route is just very money. It's very difficult to stop right there. If you didn't want to make the progressions off the left-hand side, you could, but you can see with zone coverage, you could basically watch this bunch over here, and this would be your first read. And as you can see, basically these wide receivers just clear out the zones, and I could essentially throw the ball to either one of these wide receivers, because wide receiver number 1, he basically pulls up both of these defenders, and the area of the field is just wide open for each one of these guys. So this is a very good play. The rub is just a very effective play. There's a lot of different ways you can make adjustments and audibles on it, but I just like this because it's going to attack the flats, it's going to attack the inside, and also I've got a high-low man read on the backside too that I can actually use against my opponent. So this is going to be the first play we're going to take a look at in the gun doubles halfback week. Let's go ahead and take a look at mesh, how we can give our opponent kind of the same look. So basically it's going to be mesh. It's going to give your opponent the same exact look that you did before. And we're going to do random defenses again. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take and wheel up our running back again. So now what your opponent's going to be expecting, he's going to be expecting that wheel route, he's going to be expecting the angle route, but what's going to be good about this is that you have a built-in drag, and then you have a high-level concept by Jeffries if the defender actually chases after Meredith. So my first read is going to be Meredith. He's going to determine whether it's man or zone coverage. Generally he should get inside, and a fast slot receiver should be able to go ahead and get past his man against man coverage. If it's zone, we're just going to watch the zones either float up or float down. If they float up, basically we're just going to go ahead and check down to either one of the two drag routes, or actually hit the wheel. If they float up, or actually if they float down, then we can actually go ahead and check up to the in route. So let's just go ahead and watch the play. Our first read is going to be Meredith, and we'll just go from there. So as you can see right here, it's just easy progressions. The defenders float up, so I can actually shoot either one of these two guys. So we're going to be watching this guy right here. As you can see, the defenders float up. So I know I can either go ahead and stay with this guy. I can go ahead and hit him on the backside with the floating defenders and pick up an easy 10 yards. Or I can take the tight end. I've got a switch right here and actually go ahead and hit him up the top, so I'm able to go and pick up a good 5 yards. And I've also on the back end, I've got this running back that I can actually hit. There's just nobody in the area. He could have gotten a good 10-yard completion right there. But it's just picking your poison and just choosing where you want to go throw the ball when you have high zones like that where they just float up like that. Now, another thing you can do too is actually just go ahead and streak up the running back, and the reason why is this is actually going to go ahead and just pull out the zones for your opponent. So instead of actually doing the wheel, just go and do a streak with the running back, and then actually provides a little bit more depth. You still got the same reads, but what's good about this is that you've got that deep end route. Now, I just squeezed that past that defender. Actually, it was somewhat of a risky play. Let's take a look at that in instant replay. So this guy's just clearing out for me. I'm going to go ahead and use him to pull this safety up and pull the safety away. So I've got this guy crossing over the middle. So if I did a pass lead down, I might be able to go and complete a big pass because there's not going to be another defender in the area to go and take care of that ball. So once again, I can go ahead and take a look at the mesh routes underneath. These guys are actually just getting pulled up. I could actually do that, but you've got this. Do you have a defender who actually has to bite down on this mesh, and that's going to leave this defender wide open. So I was able to go ahead and complete the pass, but you could see this defender actually starts noticing that that void of the field was wide open, and he essentially goes ahead and falls back into it. So I could have got myself in some serious trouble if I got rid of that ball a little bit earlier or a little bit late. So I just got lucky on that completion right there. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this play again. So we're going to go ahead and streak up our running back, put him in motion. And then from there, we're just going to go and make our progressions on the reads right there. And against man coverage, you also got this high level too. So if you just wanted to go ahead and hit your opponent at a higher level, you can do that too. So that's what I like about this play, is that it's just another complement to the rub route. It's going to be hitting your opponent at the next level, and if he's not paying attention, you can definitely go ahead and abuse him from there. So you know, if he goes into man coverage, you're going to definitely beat him, and you've got fast progressions if he comes with the man blitz. So let's go ahead and jump into the next play, which is going to be play action read, which essentially is going to feed off of this, but you're going to have more angle routes a little bit. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for your opponent to notice certain things. All right, so one of the audibles we have here is the play action read, and this basically is one of those audibles that you can throw in there. Now, if you block your running back, you can actually get a hitch out of him. What I like to do is I like to slant him up, because now this is going to provide me a lot of crossing routes that I can hit my opponent with. So my first read, once again, is going to be the running back, and if he gets a free release, I'm going to go ahead and hit him for an easy 10-yard completion with the crossing route with the slant on the right side. So my first progression is going to be this guy right here, and because this tight end is actually going ahead and doing a little like an up and in or a slant route, he's going to get the linebackers at a certain depth. And then I've also got this back slant on the backside too, that this guy has to fall back into the zone to cover that. So that's why this running back should be wide open for a fairly good completion. Now, conversely, if the defenders are coming down, crashing the running back, basically that means that these routes should be opening up on the backside, where I should be able to go ahead and get a fairly easy completion. And I've also got a little whip route right here on the backside, and a deep comeback route. So if he's doing press coverage, he's going to have a hard time with that. With those particular progressions. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's go ahead and take a look at this play one more time. Now, the only thing that sucks about this particular play, and that's why you only have time for one progression, is that you have to make one audible at the line to be able to motion this running back out, and then you have to go ahead and put him outside into a slant. So that's what you can do right there. And once again, all you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take a look at that running back and try to attack your opponent with it if the guys don't float down to it. It really doesn't matter what you pick before you get your running back up to the line. Then you can access a slant route. So if it is man coverage, so you can see right here, that's the huge play right there if the defender actually floats out to that running back. So this is a double A gap blitz right here. So those guys doesn't have a lot of pressure coming my way, and because of that, they're basically going to float up. So as you can see, the defenders actually float up, and this defender actually comes down to this running back, and because he's coming down to the running back, I know this slant is going to be this deep post is going to be wide open. So I actually can just go ahead and make an easy progression and throw it up to him. And look at I get good 20 yards on that particular play right there at another level that my opponent's not used to defending. So that's what's really, really good about this particular play, is that it allows you to go ahead and make some pretty good progressions. Now, if you throw in the same kind of a look that you've been doing earlier, you've got the rub route where he essentially got he's got the high-low. Over here, he's expecting this guy to the drag. He's got the rub route. He's got this guy going into the wheel. He's got this guy actually going to the seam and then sometimes coming in. It's just going to really throw off your opponent. He's going to have to defend a lot of different areas of the field and start guessing where you're at, because you're constantly putting your guys in motion. So it's just really going to cause your opponent a lot of problems, because he's going to keep seeing the same look, but now he's going to have to defend different areas of the field. So that's what's really cool about this play, is that you'll be able to attack them in different areas. If you guys like these tips, go ahead to hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate all my supporters and my viewers. I'll be rolling out with a Chicago playbook, and it's going to be very pass orientated, because I didn't have a lot of offensive linemen, and basically I drafted 4 wide receivers inadvertently. It just got stupid. I totally forgot about the 4th wide receiver, and it was the way the draft actually fell to me. So to my subscribers, thanks for support. Until next time.